Hello everyone, Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo here for another Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous, and I'm going to do a quick state of the game today, and it has to do a little bit with what's going on with NPCs. Now, as we know, Chris Roberts is a perfectionist, as we can see how they're starting to flush out things inside of the Star Citizen universe. Beautiful, isn't it? Well, NPC, otherwise known as non-player characters, are going to be a big part of the Star Citizen universe. In fact, Chris has said at times that there's going to be about 10 times as many NPCs as there are people playing the game. Now that's pretty unusual, because that means if you take the track that we're on right now, there's going to be over 1 million players. That means that there could be 10 million NPCs in the game across the whole Star Citizen universe. Well, what's the whole idea of NPCs? Not just to give realism, right? Well, the main reason is to give realism, to make it be a living, breathing, dynamic world. But also, NPCs are going to be very important to us in some of the ships that we fly. Well, here we have a Gladius, and it's a single-seater vessel. So we really don't need anybody else to fly this with us. We're pretty much okay on our own. But what if we want to take 2 of these out and go fly a mission and we're not with our friends? Well, theoretically, it's been, well, not even theoretically. Chris has said in the past that we will be able to take one of our NPC player characters or walk up to a terminal, which I don't have a terminal around me right now, and get one of the NPCs to fly our other ship for us. Not as good as a real live human being, but good enough to be able to protect you, or at least be cannon fodder when you're out on your mission. NPCs could also man different stations inside of your ship. Take, for instance, this Gladiator over here that has a pilot and a gunner slash navigator slash bombardier in the back. Or this Super Hornet, which has 2 places in it. A pilot, navigator, best friend, a weapons systems officer, WSO, or RIO, whichever service you have picked that up from. Or, for instance, a larger vessel like this over here, which is my Constellation Phoenix, which has many more stations for crew. So NPCs are going to be an important part of the player universe, and also of the Squadron 42 campaign. Because we're not looking at scripted missions here. There will be a script, and there'll be a branching tree. But we're going to be looking for NPCs to be giving us a run for our money. So what does that mean for us? Well, that means that they have to make NPCs act, live, breathe, seem to be real live human beings. And that hasn't been done before in a game. And they're doing their best to get that done here, inside of Star Citizen. Just taking a look at different things that might have changed. I'm wondering why they never really gave us anything else to go in here. Well, something came up in the dev tracker, and that's on the main page of the Roberts Space Industries webpage. And it said that in the player universe we might not be able to use NPCs the way that we were told at first. What? Isn't that what the whole idea of NPCs is about? And also, if we're not going to be able to do it in the player universe, which is long after the Squadron 42 campaign comes out, what will we expect when Squadron 42 comes out as our NPC wingmen and NPC friends that we meet on the ship? Alright, so I'm kind of confused here. So does that mean Squadron 42 gets held up, postponed, because we're not going to have that rich, dynamic, living, breathing world that we thought that we were going to have? We're just going to have those stoic, not really very good NPCs. I know I'm making too much of this, but it really is what sets this game apart from other games out there. And it's that it is a multiplayer experience. It is supposed to be played with our friends, with our organization mates. But on nights like this, where I go into Mumble and there's nobody online, I might want to grab a couple of NPCs, which I do have 7 packages, so I will be able to man my Retaliator with quite a few of them, and then go on a mission. Well, this just totally changes everything. It essentially makes something like this useless for the first few missions, or for the first few months, or for the first year, or however long it takes them to get NPCs up to snuff. But the scarier part is Squadron 42, which is what I'm waiting for. I'm really waiting for that rich, full, featured, dynamic, living, breathing campaign that Chris Roberts delivers. I'm kind of scared here, right? So I remember way back when Wing Commander first came out. And, you know, your wingmen were kind of cannon fodder. Sometimes they'd get a kill, sometimes they wouldn't. And that still holds true today when you go out and play it from a purchase you make on GOG.com, goodoldgames.com. But little by little, AI has gotten better over the years, but so have human beings in the way that they play games like this. And it's really important that they do get this right. So what does that mean for us in this experience that we're going to have? Is it broken? Is it going to be delayed? Is it going to come out? I don't know. And that's something that I think I'm going to throw to Ben and see what he says. Because if they're going to hold it up for the PU, but not for the Squadron 42 campaign, then how is Squadron 42 going to be, well, how are they going to make that good? How are they going to make that engaging if we're missing that? So that's my point for today. And it really is a big one because I love the storylines in Chris's games. But if it's not going to be 100%, I'm wondering, are we going to see a delay in it? And that's kind of the scary part on my mind today. I know I'm probably making too much of it. And we should be playing with our organization mates, our friends, our family, more so than NPCs. But we are going to meet NPCs in the player universe and have fights with them, being jumped by pirates or Vanguard. And I'm going to want them to be challenging. I'm going to want them to be more than just cannon fodder for me. Alright, today's thought is over. Let's go into a couple of pieces and end on a good note, okay? So the Vanguard contest continues. Remember, go back to the State of the Game Vanguard contest for full instructions and rules. But I'm going to spell them out for you here. In order to get entered into the Vanguard contest, which is upon us because we have blown through the 2,500 subscriber mark, all you have to do is send an email to starcitizenaa@gmail.com. Place Vanguard contest inside of the subject field, and then, of course, you need to put something in the body, and that's going to be, what do you think your favorite ship is going to be? What's going to be your most used ship? And tell me why. And then we'll pick randomly from the people that enter that contest and choose a winner in the first episode of Ben's Day with Batgirl and Ben in June. Second contest, I'll be calling out a winner tomorrow, and that was for Who Wants a Piece of the Rock, and of course I mean this over here. And this is a space rock, and it is a subscriber flare, and quite a few of us have subscriber flare, myself, and a lot of the people in the enablers and in the subscriber den, of course. And I'm going to be giving away 2 of these. One from a subscriber that is a friend of mine, I hope, or organization mate, and one for myself, okay? And I'm going to be giving away the subscriber flare again every single month. So if there's a particular piece you want, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an opportunity. and I think I'm going to go to twice a month to give away a subscriber flare, because for those of you that don't subscribe, I really think this is a good outlet for you to get some of these pieces that we get to, well, we get to live and love, live with in our hangar and love while we look at it. Alright, and with that said, I'm going to just update you on my camera. It looks like I'm going to cancel my GoFundMe. I found somebody that has fixed my camera. I should be getting it back within 2 days. And then I'm going to work on getting a better camera on my own. I really appreciate those of you that step forward to give me a hand. I'm going to cancel the GoFundMe so you guys don't get charged. Thank you so much for your support. I think that the fact that you were so willing to help me out was a good thing. But I'm not going to take advantage of your goodwill, and I'm just going to say thank you and cancel it so you guys don't have to make your pledge. And with that said, we have a lot going on this week, right? So we had a couple of pieces added into the subscribers area of our account management inside of RSI. If you're a subscriber of the last few days or last week, we've gotten a jump point. And we got an update in the vault, which is a whole bunch of images, pictures, works in progress, and just great graphics. For those of you that are not subscribers, no worries. That always hits the com link at some point in the future. Sorry, I had to get around to the front of my Gladius. I want to end on a good note. I love this ship. And of course, we ended the Starfarer sale on Monday. I didn't partake in this one. I figure if I want a Starfarer, I will get it in the game. But I really am trying to save for that new camera, so I may not be buying any new ships outside of the Reliant, which I will purchase, only because it's $50. And we do have the Reliant coming out this weekend, or I should say Friday. And the Reliant is going to be a new starter ship running $50. And it's going to differ a little bit in that the first two starter ships, the Aurora and the Mustang, were single-seaters. This is going to be a dual-seater, two-seater, and it's going to be mostly science in nature. So we don't know if that's exploration or what other parts of science they're talking about. Anyway, that should be going on Friday. We'll get more information, I'm sure, tomorrow inside of Around the Verse. Well, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. So you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Oops, by the way, thank you very much to all my patrons at patreon.com/Batgirl. If it wasn't for you, these episodes wouldn't get done. And I hope to return next week when I get my camera back with a new episode of Star Citizen AA. Thank you very much. And like I've already said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.